For those interested in the upcoming Cyberpunk 2077 game, it may be useful to familiarise yourself with the term cyberpsychosis. At the time of making this video, it has been confirmed that cyberpsychosis will feature prominently in the 2077 game. Even the original teaser trailer from 2013 depicts a scene which could be interpreted as the violent aftermath of a female's descent into cyberpsychosis. So, what is cyberpsychosis? Probably the most reliable reference for cyberpsychosis is the description provided by the Cyberpunk 2020 core manuals. Cyberpsychosis is described as a mental disease where an individual's personality begins to fragment due to the addition of a myriad of cybernetics to their physiology. The individual begins to relate more to machines than to humans. Soon, they start ignoring people, while standard activities such as eating or sleeping become less relevant to them. Ultimately, this process continues until the person reaches a point where having any form of interaction with humans begins to irritate them to such an extent that it culminates in rage that consumes them entirely. The inspiration for cyberpsychosis can be traced back to the psychiatric disorder psychosis. Psychosis represents a condition where a person perceives or interprets reality in a substantially different way from those around them, usually manifesting itself in the form of hallucinations or delusions. In contrast, cyberpsychosis is categorized by a wider range of symptoms, including compulsive lying, kleptomania, sadism, brutality, split personality, and violent mood swings. For those unfamiliar with the term kleptomania, it describes the recurrent urge to steal, typically without a regard for personal use or financial gain. From a medical viewpoint, it is currently unknown what causes individuals to experience kleptomania, other than it is correlated with imbalances of serotonin levels in the brain. Cyberpsychosis features heavily in Cyberpunk 2020 and is considered such a serious threat to the harmony of living standards within Night City that dedicated teams of specialized police squads, also known as Psycho Squads, have been assembled to deal with incidents of cyberpsychosis, most often with extreme prejudice. These groups have a variety of names, with the most commonly known one being C-SWAT, an acronym for Cybernetic Special Weapons and Tactical Squad. Psycho Squads have a network of vigilant informants and operatives who monitor the acquisition of cybernetic implants. While cyber upgrades are not illegal, individuals found to have heavily upgraded themselves are often given a choice of registering with the Cyber Squad surveillance program. This involves regular monitoring by a registered cyber psychologist and having transmitters incorporated into their cyberware for tracking purposes. Non-compliance to the Psycho Squad's terms and conditions usually results in a suspect having an unfortunate accident. Limited information is currently available on the efficacy of cyberpsychosis treatment modalities. Options currently include brain dance simulation, drugs, hypnotics, psychosurgery, and aversion therapy, which aim to restore the damaged personality of the patient. Cybernetics can also be removed and deactivated. Given the questionable efficacy of psychiatric and psychological treatments, the success rate of treating psychosis may leave much to be desired. For those currently unfamiliar with the term, a brain dance within the context of Cyberpunk 2020 is a digital recording of an individual's experiences that allows others to explore all the stimuli perceived by the recording person, including emotions and muscle movements. Through brain dance, one could potentially live another person's life, which, ironically, can also lead to addiction. It will be interesting to see how CD Projekt Red handles the subtle nuances that underpin cyberpsychosis, given that mental health is a controversial area of discussion. Many of these symptoms of cyberpsychosis are not unique to the condition, so misdiagnosis or false positive tests are a factor. Furthermore, the diagnostic criteria used for psychiatric conditions tends to be based upon North American and European traditions of medicine, and often fail to consider the differences in cultural norms from other parts of the world. While Night City is a free state based in Northern California, the languages spoken in the city are myriad, ranging from English, Ashanti, German, Japanese, French, Polish, etc. So one can expect influences from all these cultures in the characters you will potentially meet in Cyberpunk 2077. The abundance of mental health problems found in the citizens of Night City may be correlated with the significant social inequality amongst its populace. This raises interesting questions about the origins of cyberpsychosis. Are people suffering from mental illness statistically more likely to acquire cyber enhancements in the first place, or is it the cyber enhancements that cause the pathological symptoms? At this point in time, who knows? But it will be interesting to see how these variables play out within the Cyberpunk 2077 narrative. In terms of speculation, how will CD Projekt Red incorporate cyberpsychosis into the game mechanics? While encountering NPCs who are metal-armored cyber-boosted maniacs that require elimination is certainly a possibility, I suspect one of the more engaging methods may be through determining the availability of various dialogue options. For example, an abundance of cybernetic upgrades has a tendency to reduce one's capacity for empathy. So, in turn, that may result in romance or persuasion options being unavailable. The counterpoint to this line of inquiry is that as a cyberpunk society comes into regular and increasing contact with cyber-enhanced individuals, over time the image people have of an upgraded human is altered on a subconscious level, leading to acceptance of those who have high degrees of cyberization, even in terms of romantic endeavours. While discussion and speculation for the most part are good, I should stress the importance of using caution when extrapolating information from the Cyberpunk 2020 manuals for predicting how CD Projekt Red will interpret the source materials for Cyberpunk 2077. For example, in a recent interview in the official PlayStation magazine, Stanisław Święcicki, a writer from CD Projekt Red, commented that the cyberpunk mythos was a strong road sign for them in terms of the mood and atmosphere they are making, similar to the cyberpunk universe players have seen in 2020. But he stressed that CD Projekt Red are giving themselves the creative freedom to do major tweaks to what the universe is and what rules it has. I am Kazuliski, and I hope you found this succinct discussion on cyberpsychosis to be informative. Constructive feedback and suggestions are always welcome. Thank you for watching.